Here is March 1st, 2025.
How are you today?
How are you today?
What happened?
Bad. What happened?
Not you.
Oh, the camera is not here. Well, this is to respect others' privacy wishes, and it helps the audience to see different angles. So go on with your work, okay? But it's okay, I hear you. It's okay to feel that way, but we just go on, okay? It has nothing to do with you.
Alright. For a first announcement, I want to congratulate you on the estimation jar.
You on the estimation jar.
Guess.
Of candy.
So you
So you
got
got
third place. You get one full card.
third place. You got one full card.
Awesome job.
Awesome job.
Somebody
guessed.
Or somebody made a guess that was off just by one.
Somebody made a guess that was off by one digit, right?
Well, no, like literally one starburst.
Literally one starburst.
207 was the number.
207 was the number.
And they guessed 208.
Guessed 208.
So there's a new jar this time around.
So there is a new jar this time around.
Can I guess it?
Do you want to go ahead and guess it now?
Want to
Later.
go ahead?
Later.
Guess it now? Okay. Later.
What is your page goal for
What is your page goal for
today?
today?
5.
5. Okay.
5. Okay.
Do you have any questions about that
Do you
page?
have any questions about that page? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
It's just me being clumsy. That's nothing to do with this evening. You skipped number 2.
Skipped number 2.
Do you need help with
Do
it?
you need help with it?
Can I do my own logic ones?
Sure, but I always suggest using 5 and 10.
Using 5 and 10.
want me to check what you have so far?
Want me to check what you have so far?
Why is it negative and not positive?
Why is it negative
Because
and not positive?
2 negatives makes a positive
Whenever
when
you're...
it's multiplying or dividing.
Yes. Good.
Yes, good.
But not for a positive.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go over number
Let's go over number
8.
8.
So
So
if we
if we
plug negative 70
plug negative 17
back into where y is here,
into where y is here,
what would you get?
what would you get?
Would it be 7?
Would it be 7?
Alright. Do you want me to help
Do
you out
want
when it
me
comes to
help
equations in
you
general?
out when it comes to equations in general?
Okay.
Okay.
Whenever we're solving
Whenever
for a
we're
variable,
solving for a variable,
we always want
we
to
always want to
look at what's going on this
what's
side of
going on this side
the equation.
of the equation.
What I mean by that is,
What I mean by that is,
do we have
do
addition,
we
subtraction,
have addition,
multiplication,
subtraction,
or division?
multiplication, or division?
Which one?
Which one?
Good.
Good.
What's the opposite of
What's
multiplication?
the opposite of multiplication?
Divide.
Yes.
Yes.
So
So
if we just
if
want
we
y,
just want y,
do you see this here?
do you see this here?
How
How
can we get rid
can we get rid
of this 10
of this 10
that's being multiplied here?
that's being multiplied here? Let me say that again. How can we get rid of
The 10 that's being
the
multiplied
10
here.
that's
Divide by 10.
being multiplied?
Yes, divide by
Yes.
10.
Divide by 10.
Can you write that down
Can
here?
you write that down here?
Alright.
Alright,
Now,
now
this equal sign
this equal sign
tells us
tells us
that this
that this
is the same
is the same
as this.
as this.
So,
So,
if you only divide this
if
by
you
10,
only divide this by 10,
are they the same anymore?
are they the same anymore?
If you only divide this
If
by
you
10,
only divide this by 10.
do you want me to repeat the
Do you
question?
want me to repeat the question?
These are the same.
These are the same.
But if you divide only one of
But
them,
if you only divide one of them,
can they still be the same?
Can they still be the same?
No, so what else has to be divided
What
by
else
10?
has to be divided by 10?
Good.
Good.
So
So
what is 10
what
divided
is
by 10?
10 divided by
10.
10?
0.
Not 0.
Not 0.
1.
1.
1.
So what happens over here?
So what happens over here?
Mm-hmm. And what do we have over here?
What do we have over here?
And it is a fraction.
And it is a fraction.
Negative 7 tenths.
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 Yes.
Yes.
So what is y?
So what is y?
Good job.
Good job.
And I can simplify that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Good job.
Do you remember how to do long
Do
division?
you remember how to do long division?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go over you. Do you remember this?
Do you remember this?
You're gonna have to do that
You're
a
gonna
lot for this
have to
topic.
do this a lot for this topic.
You'll get faster at it.
You will get faster at it.
Okay, just give me a second.
Are you using another strategy?
Are you using another strategy?
Can you tell me what it is?
Can you tell me what it is?
I'm doing all numbers and multiplying by 10 and then adding up to 91.
Okay.
Okay.
For this specific
For
question,
this specific question,
it won't take as long if you do
won't
that.
take as long if you do that.
However, some of these questions may have answers that are not whole numbers.
Are not whole numbers.
You can simplify it.
You can simplify it.
There's no way to simplify.
There is.
There is.
Let's long divide.
Let's long divide.
Go ahead and set
Go
up
ahead
91
and
divided by 7.
Set up 91 divided by 7.
Going to
Do you want
re-explain.
me to re-explain it?
Hmm?
Do you want him to re-explain it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Does this become 10 or more?
Neither.
Neither.
But 7 fits a 9.
How many times?
How many times?
Once.
Once.
Now division is repeatedly
Now,
subtraction. Or repeatedly subtracting.
Division is repeatedly subtracting
The number you're
the
dividing by.
number you're dividing by.
That's the end of the sentence. For
That's the end of the sentence.
so
So
how many
how
sevens
many
would you be
sevens
subtracting
would you
over
be
here?
subtracting if you have one set of sevens here?
7. Just one 7.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you
So what would you subtract from
84.
Where would you subtract
But
where?
that would
from
be,
here?
It would be 84.
What would you subtract?
What would you subtract?
1.
One group of 7.
One group of 7.
Is that equal to 1?
Is that equal to 1?
But
Listen, one group of 7 is what?
7.
So you subtract?
So you subtract.
7.
Yes.
Yes.
From what? A 9?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
How many sevens fit
How
inside?
many 7s fit inside 21?
3.
So where would you write that?
So where would you write that?
Yes.
Yes.
So what is 91
So what
divided by 7?
is 91 divided by 7?
13.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That one's a sneaky
That
one.
was a sneaky one.
91
91
has other
has
factors.
other factors.
I mean, I did go higher than 11.
And then for number 7,
And then for number 7,
what are you going
what
to
are
do?
you going to do?
Divide by 8.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't know if we wanted to switch in case you need to get out.
Oh, I don't.
Okay.
Are you trying to
Are you trying to
see how many 8s fit into
see
120?
how many 8s fit into 120?
No. I'm doing the other way around.
Testing out a bunch of
Testing out
multiplication.
a bunch of multiplication.
What if I
What if I
what if I did this?
what if I
Hold on.
did this?
Would you still test a bunch of
Would you still
multiplication facts?
test a bunch of multiplication facts?
No.
And by the way, this is a whole number.
This is a whole number.
Right. So I want you to
So
get practice.
I want you to get practice
with
I know.
numbers.
with long division.
I will. Just give me one try in my brain.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you tell me your
Can
thought
you
process
tell
as
me
you're
your thought process as you're doing it?
Sure. Just give me a second.
You got it.
You got it. What was your thought process?
Count by 15s.
Why did you pick 15?
Why did you pick 15?
Because I tried doing 20, but that only gave me 6. So I thought of reducing the number by 1/3 or 1/4.
Oh, did you simplify the
Oh,
fraction
did you
first?
simplify the fraction
No.
first?
Okay.
Okay.
What did you?
Well,
What do you
okay.
mean? Okay.
What do you mean?
Not really,
Okay.
but I did in another way, but this method would be better if I didn't find that kind of
Okay.
answer at all.
Okay.
What was the other
What
way?
was the other way?
By counting, not counting, other way of getting my answer for this equation, because I had to do long division. If I long division method, if I didn't know this.
Okay. What other method did you
What
use?
other method did you use though?
Well, I counted 15 to 120, and I see I only limit myself to 8 times. And so 15, 30, 60, 90, 120.
Where did 15 come from?
Where did 15 come from?
Well, I know 12 can't be used by 3. I multiplied that by 10, but I decreased it by 2
Mm.
because that would only give me 4 if I didn't decrease it. But now I have 8, so now it's 15.
I want to show you something
I want to show you something
that is similar to
that
what you
is
did.
similar to what you did.
Okay.
Okay?
Because I was gonna show it to you
Because I
anyway. I was
was
gonna say.
going to show it to you anyway.
I was gonna show you
I was
something similar
going
to
to
what you
show
just
you
did.
something similar to what you just did.
Ready?
Okay?
Okay.
Ready?
Do you remember how
Do
to
you
simplify
remember
fractions?
how to simplify fractions?
Okay.
Divide by
Okay.
2.
Divide by 2
Divide by 2
on both the top and
on both the top and the bottom.
can we simplify it
I've
more?
Can
done
we
that before.
simplify it more?
I've
Can
done
we
that before.
simplify it
Yeah.
more? You have? Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
So just
So
a word
just
of advice.
A word of advice.
If you're ever going to do
If
long division,
you are ever going to do long division,
simplify the fraction
simplify
first.
the fraction first.
Awesome job.
Awesome. you know
that word form
that word form
doesn't have plus signs.
doesn't have plus signs?
But isn't here?
But didn't say that these
But
were in
it
word
didn't say these were in word
Well, then
form.
hold on.
form. Okay.
Okay.
Read that out loud.
Read that out loud.
2,460.
What they're looking for
What they're looking for
is the word form
the word form
of
of
the result of
the
adding all
result
of
of
these.
adding all of these.
What is the result
What
of
is the
adding
result
all
of
of these?
adding all of these? What is the number form?
If you add all of these,
If you add all of these,
what do you get?
what do you
So they want you to write this
they
in
want
word form.
you to write this in number form.
Word form.
Oh, word form.
And I did it.
Read this number out loud
Read this
without looking
number
here.
out loud without looking here.
2,468.
So when you read this,
So when you read this,
there's no and here.
there's no and here.
And in other places are
And
aren't.
in other places. So
That's part of
that's
this
part
page.
of this
Well,
page.
there's not enough room to fit all of it.
Okay, no.
Sorry, do you want me to
So
repeat myself?
do you want me to repeat? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, then say it back. What did he say? Okay, so you read it out loud correctly.
Yes. It's just not. I can't put and.
No. Read this. 2,000.
2,468.
Okay, what does this say?
2,468. And
So, correct it.
Okay.
Okay.
For
For
this number, read it out loud.
this number, read it out loud.
Or for the word form. Oh.
For the word form.
2,460.
400 and
400 and
468. 2,468.
okay.
okay.
One last thing.
One last thing.
2-digit numbers
2-digit numbers
in word form.
in word form.
Good job.
Good job. You okay? Okay.
Do Do you remember learning about
Do
absolute
you
value?
remember learning about absolute value?
Yes.
What do you remember about
What
it?
do you remember about it?
Awesome.
No
Awesome.
matter what, with these parentheses, style of absolute value always comes out positive.
Do you know why?
Do you know why?
No.
So absolute value
So absolute value
is actually measuring
is actually measuring
a number's
a number's
distance
distance
from 0.
from 0.
Except that.
And that's because
no,
the
That's
negative
because the negative
is outside the absolute value
is
symbol.
outside the absolute value.
And as I think of it now, let's say number 6 is inside a house with negative bug, and it only has one spray can. It got rid of the negative, but when it went outside of the house, there was another negative bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool way of thinking
It's a
about
cool way of thinking about it.
it. I do also
I do also
want to give you
want
another
to give
example.
you another example.
3.
Why?
Why?
It is correct, by the
It
way.
is correct, by the way. Why?
Because it's technically parentheses, but you're solving what's inside, and then whether it's negative or not, it's still going to be positive outside of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Correct.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I just wanted
I
to
just
ask that
wanted to ask that
because
because
some people
some people
will just scribble
will
out the
just
negative sign
scribble
and
out
then
the
get
negative
27.
sign and then get 27.
But your
But your
way of doing it,
way of doing it,
which is solving what's
which
in here
is
first,
solving what is in here first,
then taking the absolute value,
then taking the absolute value
is correct because
is
of order of
correct because of the order of operations.
All right, you have a few
All
questions.
right, you have a few questions down here.
I have a question for you.
I have a question for you.
I mentioned it
I
earlier,
mentioned it earlier.
but what is the
But what
actual
is the
meaning
actual meaning
of absolute
of
value?
absolute value?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go over this.
I'm going to go over this.
Oh,
Distance from
Distance
it's
zero.
from
it's the amount of
0.
space between 2 points that is measured along a given pathway.
That's what distance is.
That's what distance is.
Oh.
And absolute value
And absolute value
is distance from 0.
is distance from 0.
Or positive.
I mentioned this right now
This right now
because later on,
because later on
when you have
when you have
something like this,
something like this,
the idea of distance from
the
0
idea of distance from
The X is fine.
0
from 0 becomes important.
becomes important.
And it's also
And it's also
9.
9.
It has 2 solutions.
It has 2 solutions.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go over this. Do you have any questions about
this. Do you have any questions about
absolute value?
absolute value? Do you have any questions about absolute value?
No,
Okay.
it's fine. I understand how to do it. It's just I don't know the definition. That's it.
What is the definition?
What is the definition?
I don't know the meaning or the definition.
Distance from 0.
Distance from 0. Say it again.
Distance from 0. But it can never be false, negative.
Exactly.
Exactly. So
Never can be negative. That's actually
never,
the end of
never,
this.
never.
Except if it's there a
Outside.
negative outside of the absolute value, then
We're
it
just
can
talking
be
about absolute value. Sorry.
So yeah, if it's outside,
So yeah, it's outside.
then it can
Then
be
it
negative.
can be negative.
But it can only be
But
negative.
only be negative.
In that case,
In that case,
the result could
the
never be
result
positive.
could never be positive.
But
Bless you. Bless you.
Bless you.
Either case, even if it's positive inside, it'll still
Be negative.
be negative
Mm-hmm.
6, and I don't like you.
The binder.
The
But
binder book. Oh, the ring.
no.
Oh.
Guess what?
Guess what?
And when you take
When you take
algebra 2 in a few years,
algebra 2 in a few years,
they teach this at the very
they
beginning of the
teach
school year.
this at the very beginning of the
Absolute
school
value?
year.
Absolute value equations
Absolute.
and inequalities.
Equations and inequalities.
Well, I'm gonna be good at it at least because it's too easy.
Guess what?
Guess what?
You said something
You
about
said something about
this
this
never being able to
Never.
be negative.
being able to be negative.
So
So
if I wrote this here,
wrote this here.
is there any
Is
solution
there any solution
for x?
for x?
No,
No,
because no,
because
Negative 9?
no,
no,
9?
no,
no.
No.
There is no solution.
There is no solution
Because the result
because the result
of this absolute
of
value
this absolute
Value.
value
can never be negative.
can never be negative
Because distance can't be negative.
because distance can't be negative.
But, well, okay. Yes, distance or measurements or how far you moved
Mm-hmm.
cannot be negative because you're just moving backwards. That's it, not going negative.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Oh, yes, sorry. I get what
yes,
you're saying.
sorry.
Like,
I get what
to start
you're
is here.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right here, and you're starting to walk,
Mm-hmm.
and then you decide to go back. That's just going back to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Good way of thinking
Good
about
way
it.
of thinking about it.
All right.
All right.
Next page.
Next page.
Yes.
Well, can I?
Yes.
Give me one second.
Can I write something?
Can I write something?
No.
I will anyway.
I will anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Let me. There could be a way of making this a negative 2. If there was this out here.
But it's not.
But it's not.
Well, there is now.
But that's not the same as
But
this.
that's not the same as this.
You've changed the entire
You've
equation.
changed the entire equation.
But what if this was not?
But what if
out there?
this was not out there?
Would there be a solution?
Would there be a solution?
Yes. Negative 4.
How?
How?
Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2.
You can't just
You
insert
can't just insert
a number into
a
an
number
equation
into an equation
because you changed the
because
entire
you changed the entire
original question.
original
Question. or
question.
problem.
Well,
Or
that's what
equation.
I'm doing to make it a solution. Yours is making it a no solution.
Okay. Do you understand what I'm
Okay.
saying, though?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you read this out loud to
Can you
me?
read this out loud to me?
Okay. A mathematical phrase that does not have an equal sign is called an expression. We can write expressions using words.
Okay, so
Okay, so
expression
expression
means
means
Equations,
no.
no.
expression,
What does it say here?
What does it say?
a mathematical phrase that does not have an equal sign.
Does not have an equal sign.
Does not have an equal sign.
So when you said
So
equation,
when you said equation,
that's not the same as an
that's
expression.
not the same as an equation.
Expression.
It's
Or
not.
expression.
It's not equation. It's expression. It's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
An equation
An equation
does have an equal sign.
does have an equal sign.
So read this
So
example here.
read this example here.
Okay. Example 12 plus 8. Here are the few ways to write this expression in words. 12 increased by 8. The sum of 12 and 8. 12 plus 8. 8 added to 12. 8 and 8 more than 12. Oh, I understand that now.
How about the next example?
The next example.
Example 2 times 6. Here are a few ways to write this expression in words. 2 times 6. That's literally what I said. The product of 2 and 6. Twice 6. And 2 multiplied by 6.
All right.
The product.
I'm going to box these words here.
I'm going to box these words.
Good, thank you.
Good, thank you.
But I'm boxing them
But
because
I'm boxing them because
they tend to be the most
they
forgotten about.
tend to be the most forgotten about.
Some? I mean, I rarely see these, but I would rather see this than increased by, because increased by is yuck.
Too many words.
Too many
Or letters.
Letters?
Yes, and to express this.
Well, these are expressions.
These are expressions.
And this one is too much.
Alright.
What if
Too fancy.
What if it's too fancy. What if a child doesn't know the meaning of increased and the teacher won't explain it?
Well, that's why it's explained here.
Well, that's why it's explained here.
Okay, well what if they don't have this paper?
Oh,
Well, they can come here.
they can come here.
Okay.
Now write each numerical
Now
expression
write each numerical expression
in two different ways.
in
Two
different ways.
ways. Okay.
Pen right there. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
You have to have two. Oh, you have one. Okay, never mind.
Can you sharpen this pencil?
Do you know where the red table is at?
Do you know
Near the
where
shelf.
the red table is near the shelf?
With
Oh.
It's
With-
there.
It's there. Can't get up. You go do it. Go.
Unless you want
Unless
to use
you
an
want.
unsharpened pencil.
You want to use an unsharpened pencil.
Okay.
Okay. Go.
But I have to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Try to use different phrases
Try
each
to
time.
use different phrases each time.
I was gonna write this one, but okay. Thank you, Nick.
Hey, stop. Hey, kind. Okay.
You don't need a period.
You don't need a period.
It means something else in math.
That means something else in math,
Okay.
right?
Do you know what I mean by that?
Do you know what I mean by that?
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, last page
All right. Last page
before it's time to go.
before it's time to go.
Wait, why?
It's already noon.
It's already noon. Time flew by.
I thought it was so slow.
No, you got it.
Alright.
All right.
Balance scales
Balance scales
represent
represent
inequivalence.
inequivalence.
Do we understand what
Do
that means?
we understand what that means?
Stop.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm gonna continue.
Oh,
I'm
right.
going to continue.
It's trying to be equal amounts.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're equal in balance.
Yes, they are equal in balance.
Not this.
Not this.
Not this.
Not
That would be
this.
greater than or less than.
That'd be greater than or less than.
Not this. Not this.
But balance.
But balance.
So that's why, by the way,
So that's why, by the way,
we had to
we
divide
have
by
to
10 on both
divide
sides.
by 10 on both sides.
Do you remember that?
Do you remember that?
Because if we
Because if we
adjust one side
adjust one side
without doing anything to
without
the other
doing
side,
anything to the other side,
everything goes out of balance.
everything goes out of balance.
And we don't.
We don't.
We don't.
So whenever we have an
So
equation,
whenever we have an equation,
Okay.
we have to do the same
we
thing on
have
both
to
sides.
do the same thing on both sides.
Done. It's so easy. Why can I do it?
Me asking, have you learned that before already?
Yeah,
Okay.
I learned it in 6th or 7th grade.
Would you say your work today
Would you say your work today
was easy,
was easy,
medium,
medium,
or difficult?
or difficult?
Too easy. Piece of cake. It literally felt like third page.
You did 6 pages
You
today,
did 6 pages today.
so you get an extra
So you
punch
get an extra punch
for meeting your page
for
goal.
reading, for making your page goal.
Section 4
Section 4
is where those go.
is where those go.
Ooh. Oopsie. Oopsie. Just. Oh, wait. This was easy. Too easy.
They are trying to lead up
They
to
are
more
trying
difficult stuff.
to lead up to more difficult stuff.
Well, not for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Too easy.
Do you have any questions
Do you
before
have
you
any
go?
questions before you go?
Can I do the jar?
Yes.
Yes.
Take your pencil with you.
Take your pencil with you.
But bring the jar here.
But other people are gonna guess. too.
Other people are going to guess too. Here is March 3rd, 2025.
How are you?
How are you?
Question of the day for you
Question of the day for you
is,
is,
what's your favorite movie?
what's your favorite movie?
I don't really have a favorite.
None at all?
None at all?
Oh, I watched fun, but enjoying a bowl, just not considered.
But favorite is up to you.
the favorite is XQ.
Like,
Okay, so what movies have you seen? Do you remember?
no,
Okay.
that's it.
What
So,
is your goal for today?
what is your goal for today?
4,
No.
No.
Higher.
Higher.
6.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Lucky
good.
number 6.
Lucky number 6. Okay.
Do you have any questions
Do
about
you
that
have
page?
any questions about
That page?
that page?
No.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Or were you doing the division
Were you
ones first?
doing the division ones first?
Okay.
Okay.
Subtracted from, you have to be very careful
Subtracted
with that
from,
phrasing.
you have to be very careful with that phrasing. Phrasing.
Yes. 5 is subtracted from
5
6.
is subtracted
I
from
just read
6.
this again, and this one is the lower number, and this is the bigger number.
Well, it actually just has to do with
Well-
it being the last number.
It actually just has to do with being the last number.
Okay.
It'll come back on later
It
pages.
will come back on later pages.
Do you understand
Do you
why 6
understand why 6
subtracted from 5
subtracted from 5
is not 6 minus
is
5?
not 6 minus 5?
It's 5 minus 6.
Do you understand why?
Do you understand why?
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 Small number
Why?
than the bigger.
Why?
Because if you do the bigger and then the smaller,
What do you mean?
What do you
Or like negative 1?
or like negative what?
Well, I'm just asking
Well,
about the
I'm just
wording.
asking about the wording.
Why does this word make a
this
difference?
word make a difference?
because where from is basically taken from that person.
Like from what they already have?
Like from what they already have?
Yes.
Yes. Now,
how can you use
how can you use
this phrase
this phrase
for this question?
for this question? Yay.
Good job.
Good job.
Question for you.
Question for you.
Hold on.
Question for you.
Question for you.
Yes, this is half of
Yes,
what was
this is
left
half
over,
of what was left over,
but it's not
but
half
it's
of the
not
whole
half of the
thing.
whole thing.
Now,
Now,
in order to write a
in
fraction,
order to write a fraction,
all the pieces have to be
all
the same
pieces
size.
have to be the same size.
So
Can
what?
I finish? Understand and then you can continue. Or,
Okay. Yeah.
okay.
All these pieces need to be the
All
same
these
size.
pieces need to be the same size
before we
before we
assign
assign
a fraction to
a
it.
fraction to it.
So you cut
So
this
you
part.
Cut this part.
What else can you cut?
What else can you cut?
Okay, that will be the
Okay,
last part of the
that
problem.
will be the last part of the problem.
So that is good.
So that is good.
Now, if we want
Now, if we want
to make sure that
to make sure
that all these pieces
that
are this
all
size,
these pieces are this size,
what do we need to do?
what do we need to do?
12 slices.
No, okay. you got it.
Okay, you got it.
All right. Well, now
All right. Well, now
they want you to explain in words
they want you to explain in words
what your answer is and why.
what your answer is and why.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. May I ask a question?
Mhm.
Does this need to be something else?
The fraction part of it,
Yeah.
I was gonna go over it once.
Okay.
Because he answered the question,
Yeah.
which is correct, but I will go over that
Okay.
in a bit, yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's your mom. Or dad, sorry. Mom or dad, I don't know. Okay, yeah. Bye. I just recognized the car at this point.
Done.
Looks like you just rewrote what was here.
Looks
That's
like you just rewrote what was
That's
here.
not an explanation.
That's not an explanation.
but
And also, I don't
And
have the
also,
answer.
I don't have the answer.
Or I don't see the answer to this
I don't
here.
see the answer to this here.
I need a different reason other
I
than
need a different
this means
reason
12. Because that's what you basically
Other
said.
than this means 12, because that's what
well,
you
make
basically
this paragraph thingy longer. I can't fit more words if it's gonna be out of the word thing.
Well, but you don't need to repeat everything that's
Well,
here.
you don't need to repeat everything that's here.
How do you know 6? It was 6.
How do you know it was 6?
Those 8 have a pizza. The pizza.
Okay.
Okay.
Meaning 12 divided by 2 equals 6. So that takes this.
Okay.
Okay.
There's some punctuations in here that makes it a little confusing in this overall. But his dad ate half of what was left.
And so what fraction is that?
And so what fraction is that?
The other half.
Not half.
Not half.
I know what you mean.
I know what you mean.
Please bear with me. No.
Please bear
No.
with
You need to wait.
No, Augie.
This is what was
This
eaten,
is
right?
what was eaten, right?
Can you trace that
Can you trace that
again and again
again and again
for every
for every
part of the
part of the
pizza?
pizza?
How many
How
pieces
many
is that?
pieces
Or sections?
or sections is that?
3.
Not 3.
Not 3.
Each section has 3 slices, but overall it's 12 slices.
So I asked how many sections.
I asked how. Four.
So this is not 1/2, it's really 1/4.
It's not 1/2. It's really 1/4.
It's half of what was left.
It's half of what was left.
But what was left
But
was
what was
half.
left was half.
And half of
And
half
half of half
is a fourth.
is a fourth.
Were you gonna say
Half
something?
of half is a fourth.
I forgot 1/4.
Say something.
But
Now what does that mean for
Now what does that mean for
this part?
this part?
So if 1/4
So
of the
if
pizza
1/4 of the pizza
is 3
is
slices,
3 slices,
then the entire
the
Then
one
the
half
entire
here is 6 slices.
pizza is
yeah, that would be
Yeah.
a much better reason.
that would be a much better reason.
Because you're not
Because
using
you're not using
either the answer to
either
prove
the
your
answer to prove your answer
or
or
repeating what's here.
repeating
Well, I
what's
didn't repeat.
here.
I usually summarize.
That's repeating.
That's repeating.
As far as math is
As
concerned.
far as math is concerned,
Because the numbers are all the same.
because the numbers are all the same.
But
But
you can use what you
you
just
can use
discovered
what
as your
you
reason.
just discovered as your reason.
Yeah, but okay.
Have like-
Yeah.
Oh, this one? Okay. Okay.
This eraser will be all gone. Bye-bye.
We have a quote on the wall somewhere.
They have a quote on the wall somewhere.
With great knowledge
With
comes great
great
erasing.
knowledge comes great
Erasing.
erasing.
Erased it?
Erasing. With great knowledge comes great erasing.
Okay.
It's my favorite quote.
It's my favorite quote on the wall.
You're repeating
You're repeating
what's here again.
what's here again.
Use what
I'm
you
not
what?
repeating.
Lewis ate half of a pizza. Lewis ate half of a pizza. It's repeating.
It's repeating.
I'm just trying to stop you
I'm
before
just
you
trying
continue.
to stop you before you continue.
I'm
That's
not
great
even
erasing.
gonna repeat.
Oh, Augie. How about this? Cover up what's there and just put it in your own words.
Then I don't know the knowledge.
No.
You have the picture.
You have the picture.
I can't see it.
Just describe it. Here. Just describe what you see. Describe what you know.
I don't know, one half.
Augie,
You discovered one.
big breath, calm down, work. It's okay.
Can I use? What's it?
Okay,
What part?
Nothing.
okay.
Okay. Let me know when we're ready to follow along.
Let me know when you're ready to follow along.
Sure.
Augie. Good choice.
I get how it seems repeating, but I'm not gonna be repeating all the time when I know the mistake.
I'll get there, but you have to be ready to follow along.
But you have to be ready to follow along. Go ahead and say out loud what you were gonna write. What were you gonna write? Augie, work with us.
If I write it out, I will know what I would like to say. It's easier for me to write it out rather than saying it when I...
Okay, well then you'll just keep on erasing. That's fine. What is your thought method for this problem?
I don't know.
You gave us your thought method about other problems. Can you do it for this one?
I don't know what thought process.
Okay.
I'm gonna explain it.
Sorry.
But I need to make sure that you're following along.
I need to make sure you are following along. Okay. I will explain it.
But can I do one thing?
Tell me one thing before
Tell
you.
me
Can I
one
change
thing
this to
before.
It doesn't
It doesn't
make much of a difference.
make much of a difference.
I'm
I'm
trying to explain.
trying to explain it.
Ready?
Ready? Ready? If you need to take a break, take a break. Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Instead of using what they already gave you,
What they already gave you.
let's use what we
Let's
discovered.
What we already discovered.
What fraction did you find out
What
this piece was?
Fraction did you find out what this piece was?
1/4 of the pizza.
Since this is a quarter of the
Since
pizza,
this is a quarter of the pizza,
how much is this part?
how much is this part?
Also what? Also a quarter.
Also a quarter.
Now, that means
Now,
that a quarter
means that a quarter
of the pizza
of the pizza
is 3 slices.
is 3 slices.
So 4
So,
quarters
4 quarters
of the pizza
of the pizza
is
is
how many slices?
how many slices?
Do you see how we used
Do you see how we used
new information
new information
instead of the existing information?
instead of the existing information?
Would you be able to put it in words?
would you be able to put it in words?
Can you say it out loud
Can
first?
you say it out
Say what
loud
out loud?
first? The new information.
I don't have any new information.
Do you want me to repeat
Do
what I
you
said?
want me to repeat what I said?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
1/4
1/4
of the pizza
of the pizza
is how many slices?
is how many slices?
3.
So 4
So,
and 2/4 of the pizza
and 2/4 of the pizza
is how many slices?
is how many slices?
How many quarters?
2.
Is 6 slices.
Good.
Good.
And full pizza,
And the full pizza,
which is 4/4.
which is 4 quarters.
Is
Yes.
Yes.
That would be what you put
That
in.
would be what you would put down.
Okay. Is
Okay.
that what I started with? By the way, if you say 6 slices, it assumes that 12, you already know. You already knew 12 from
Is
the
that
beginning.
what I said, or?
Do you want me to
repeat?
Do you want me to?
Do you want me to, Augie, let's go over it again. 1/4 of a pizza is how many slices? Okay,
Write that
just
down.
put that down. Just that.
But what?
What we just said.
Just say, okay, a sentence. He's never had to do this before, I don't think. Alright, so what did you hear?
That is fine. I don't know.
Okay. Start new from here. Lewis ate half of a pizza. Okay, so erase that. Erase that. Can you tell me something? Why are you frustrated? Okay, so what Nick said twice and I cued is what you can write. So 1/4 of the pizza is how many slices?
3
So,
slices.
so write that down. 1/4 of the pizza
The pizza.
no, not is 1/4 of 1/2 of the pizza
What do you think you'll write down next based off of
What
that?
do you think you will write down next based on what you just wrote?
1/4 of the pizza is 3 slices, and 1/2 of the pizza is 6 slices.
So using that
So
information,
using that information,
what can you conclude?
what can you conclude about
The number of slices.
number of slices in the whole pizza?
Very good.
What's up, Mark? The length can just be expressed. The length, let's say the length of the original is out, and the length of the double is 2 out. So wherever you write, in this original equation, right, wherever you have L, you write 2 out. Watch it, you write the equation. Not like square, 2 out.
How many left or in total?
Total.
Total.
Can you read this sentence out loud to me, please? This last sentence. Alright.
Can you read this out loud to me, please?
1/4 of the pizza is 3 slices. 1/2 of the pizza is 6 slices. 1 whole pizza is 1 of 1/2.
I don't see of there.
I don't see of there. Continue.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. No.
No, the
No,
reason I
no,
asked
no,
is
the
because I
reason
didn't
I asked-
understand.
Hey, Augie. It's okay. We're learning from you because he didn't understand what you wrote.
That's
It's-
why.
Just go on. Read it all. It's not wrong. It's your thought process. Go ahead and read it out. 1 of 1/2.
I think
I'm
he's-
sorry. I know he is. I just wanted to know what he. Sorry. Go ahead.
One fourth of the pizza is 3 slices. 1/2 of the pizza is 6 slices. 1 whole pizza. Would
I understand
Okay.
your thought process a
I
little bit better now.
understand your thought process a little better now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Now, with
Now, with
this sentence here,
this sentence here,
one whole pizza
one whole pizza
would need
would need
one of the half. One half.
half.
Do you need this one of right here?
Do you need this one of right here?
It's almost like saying one times.
It's almost like saying one times. But you asked him to add it in.
The of.
The of.
Because it looked like 1.5.
Because it looked like 1.5.
So that's
So that's
what had gotten me
had
confused.
gotten me confused.
It's
And I think he got frustrated because he wanted to read the whole thing. And I wanted to hear it. And I'm sorry. We're all good.
Okay.
Okay.
And 2 1/4,
And 2 1/4,
or 2 of 1/4.
or 2 of 1/4.
You already said that it's one
You
whole
already
pizza.
said it's one whole pizza.
So you don't need to say
So
it
you
again.
don't need to say it again.
If we have half the pizza,
If we have half the pizza,
how much did you say that was
how
already?
much did you say that was already?
How many slices?
How many slices?
3 slices for 1/4 and 6 slices for 1.
Yes. I'm gonna
Yes.
put this.
I'm gonna put a period here.
But I wanted to move it.
Oh, what was that?
He wanted to move it.
Move what?
Move what?
This over so I could put this in space. It's fine.
I think it's good the way it is.
I think it's good the way it is.
You can write down 6.
You can write down 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two of these.
2 of these.
I'll take it. I like that. This one.
I'll take it. I like that explanation.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Sorry.
It's good.
It's good.
But I want you to get used
But
to
I want you to get used to
reasoning.
reasoning.
It comes up in geometry a
It
lot.
comes up in geometry a lot.
Ready?
Ready?
Nothing. I mean, I could throw it out there.
No,
I
you
could
did.
reprint it.
You did so well before.
Don't throw it away. though.
Don't throw it away.
Print.
Prince.
Right. I'm gonna go over this.
All right, I'm going to go
I really
over
want to, though.
this. I really want to though.
Because it is a bit wordy.
Because it is a bit wordy.
Okay.
Okay.
Some expressions have 2 or more operations. Do you remember what operations are?
Do you remember what operations are?
Like this would mean 2 operations. This would be 2 or more operations. Because this is operation and this is an operation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This is an operation and this is an operation.
Yes.
But so these 2.
The parentheses are not operations.
The parentheses are not operations.
All they do is group
All they do is group
numbers joined by operations.
numbers joined by operations.
But they're not operations.
But they're not operations.
Operations
Operations
are
are
addition, subtraction,
addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division.
Yay!
and exponents,
And exponents,
which are really multiplication.
which are really multiplication.
But parentheses are not.
But parentheses C's are not
Operations.
operations.
Okay, we do need to finish.
And we
this.
do need to finish this part. Okay.
No! But I want to move on!
Alright. When
When
an expression has parentheses,
has parentheses,
it is necessary
it
to
is
use
necessary to use
grouping words
grouping words.
to represent them. Some grouping words are sum, difference, product, quotient, and
What's quantity?
quantity. I will go over it.
I'll go over it.
now.
These words tell you to do something first, like parentheses do. Yeah.
What is quotient?
Quotient. Oh, that was on a previous page.
Quotient.
Quotient.
Do you know what this one is for?
Do you know what
Addition.
this
Do you
one
know what this one is for?
Subtraction.
How about this one?
Multiplication.
So, what do you think this one will be for?
What do you think this one will be?
I don't know. Probably parentheses.
What is it?
Division.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
You're punchy.
Now, when we need to put this in words, we
When
have to figure
we
out.
need to put this in words,
We have to
we
figure out
to
wording
figure out wording
that tells us to do parentheses first.
tells us to do parentheses first.
So,
So
we want 5 minus 1 to be performed
we want
first
5
because of the
minus
parentheses.
1 to be used first because of
Let's
the
use a
parentheses.
grouping words to express this.
Here are 2 ways to write this expression in words. 9 times the difference of 5 and 1. 9 multiplied by the quantity 5 minus 1.
What's quantity?
Amount.
Amount.
But,
What?
oh, go ahead.
What does amount mean in this expression of expressions?
The entire amount of 5 minus
The
1.
entire amount of 5 minus 1.
Okay.
Because it has to be
Because
found
it has to be found
first.
first
because it's in parentheses.
because it's in parentheses.
I think I got it.
Okay.
Okay,
How would you do number 1?
how would you do number 1? How would you do it?
What can I do number 2?
How would you do it?
Number 2.
How would you do it?
Go ahead and do number 2.
Go ahead and do number
We'll just have the
2.
ones with parentheses left.
We will just have the ones with parentheses left
To do.
to do.
Okay. 3 times 2 minus 6 3
What's up, man? In the car.
Six. Three.
Well, you can see the edges, right? It's just like, I don't know why they do that, but yeah.
Fine.
But I can't use these.
Yeah, you can. Do you need help?
Do you need help? Oh. I thought you were asking me. Not right now. Do I put by?
You don't write it like
You
that.
don't write it like that.
I don't know any other division.
You can use the word
You can
quotient,
use the word quotient,
but when you use it,
but when you use it,
you would have to say
you would have to say
the quotient
the
of
quotient of
3 and a number.
3 and a number.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Quotient first and then the number
Quotient of
Quotient of
the number and number.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Number and number, yeah. Quotient
Number
of number and
Quotient
And
of
a
number
number.
and number. Got it.
yes. Same thing with some difference
Same
in product.
thing with some difference and product.
Okay.
What is that in word form though?
What is that in word format?
You did this
You
part in
did
word
this
form.
part in word format.
Is that okay?
No of when
No
you use
of when
quantity.
you use quantity.
No, it's good.
Now it's good.
Okay. More room.
No.
No.
Read this out loud.
Read this out
7
loud.
plus 2 quantity times 4.
Does that make sense?
Does that make sense?
No.
No.
Sounds like
No.
4x.
Hmm?
Sounds like 1 times 4 inside of the parentheses.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
What are some other grouping words you can use?
What are some other grouping words you can use
Other than quantity.
other than quantity? What are some other, look at me. Look at me. Slow down. What
They're up
are
here.
some other grouping words? Yeah, but he didn't look for the instruction he gave by me cueing. You need to say something.
There's nothing else that says quantity first.
Look at me. Repeat what you said, please.
What other grouping words
What other grouping words
can you use
can you use
besides
besides
quantity?
quantity? Hey, can you use the word product?
Those words are not verbs.
Those words are not verbs.
This one?
Well, What's that?
What
This one?
was that?
Of one to two.
So it's the sum
So it's
of
the sum of
the difference
the difference of
the product,
the product of
the quotient of
the quotient of
the quantity,
the quantity of
no of.
oh the quantity.
Yeah, that one is.
We were going in a pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sum of 2 and 7, awesome.
The sum of 2 and 7, awesome.
Of four? Product of four?
Read that out loud.
Read
Times
that
four.
Just do
out
times 4.
loud. Just do 2 times 4.
Or just do times.
Or just
4.
do times 4.
The sum of 2 and 7 times 4. There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
You could do quadrupled as well.
You could
Right
do quadrupled as well.
Yeah. Did you see the parentheses there?
Did you
actually?
see the parentheses there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I saw it. It's just that I don't know how to parentheses them first.
No.
Like wording wise?
Wording wise? That's all.
Yeah. That's what we're learning though. Good job.
That's what you're learning though. Good job.
Yeah.
You did 1,
You did 1,
2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4,
5 pages.
5 pages.
Can I do this one?
You can do it really quick.
Can you do it really quickly?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. Equals 24. Six.
Bye.
He was counting by 7.
Can we use
I did
launching
launching
points?
Can we use launching points?
I did.
What launching point did
What
you use?
launching point did you use?
5.
Okay.
Okay.
Where did that land you?
Where does that land you?
35, but right now I'm on 56.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
know.
Let's look here.
Let's look here.
This needs to be what?
This needs to be what?
What would this?
60.
63. Nice. So
Nice.
that means that these are equal.
These are equal.
So 7 times something
so
is.
7 times something is
63.
No.
no.
I counted up. 6!
Good job. You met
Good
your
job.
goal.
You met your goal.
Do you feel like
Do
today
you
was
feel like today was
easy, medium, or
easy,
difficult?
medium, or difficult?
It was good. It was good.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
It was easy. I mean, medium. Medium.
Do you feel like you learned anything
Do you
new?
feel like you learned anything new?
No.
Nothing new?
Nothing new?
Not even
Not
some
even
product
some
quotient,
product
quantity,
quotient, quantity,
difference, and all those
difference
words?
in all those words?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes?
No.
Are you ready for the pizza party? You were counting slices today.
Yes. I want 12 slices.
That's a good answer.
That's a good answer. So you're gonna have the whole pizza and no one else gets to have any?
Yeah. No one's supposed to have it.
Okay.
Alright, I signed you out.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I
I'm
signed
almost
you
done.
out.
No, I'm not grading
No,
anymore.
I'm not grading anymore. You're done with those.
I'm almost done.
No.
I'm almost
You got your goal. Let's go. And you're tired and cranky and yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm editing it all out.
Hi. Bye.
Here is March 8th, 2025.